I'm Christian Giudice. I'm the author of Hands and Stone, The Life and Legend of Roberto Duran, and Beloved Warrior, The Rise and Fall of Alexis Arguello. In 2001, I traveled to Panama and spent about 10 to 12 months following Roberto Duran. I remember the first day I got off the airplane, I went directly to a cab and said, "Take me to the house of Roberto Duran." At the time I was joking, but he took me directly there, and I went up to the house and I went up to the gate, and he was sleeping at the time. I would meet him later on, realize what a humble, great guy he was. And I spent some time in Panama talking with all of the great fighters and all of the young up-and-coming fighters. It was such a glorious time for boxing in Panama in the early 2000s. After Roberto Duran, I figured I wanted to do one more Latin American boxer, and Alexis Arguello, to me, was the second best all time after Duran. So I wanted to do a book on the life of Alexis Arguello. So in 2008, I traveled there. I met Arguello and spent some time with him. And another great guy, a gentleman, and that was his moniker in the ring. That was his nickname. But he was also a guy who was very classy and very dignified. And when we spoke, he talked about all the things that happened in his life. And he really did have a turbulent life, a little bit different than how Duran was perceived in Panama. Alexis Arguello unfortunately died in 2009, but he came back, and the Nicaraguans always looked at him as a hero. And I noticed that when I got to interview all of the boxing people in Nicaragua. I noticed some similarities between the Panamanians and Nicaraguans and their valuable and rich boxing heritage. For both books, each of those journeys was extremely valuable, and I'll never forget either one of them. My name is Christian Giudice. I'm the author of Hands of Stone and Beloved Warrior.